What good is mastering war if I'm not actually in one? It's a question that sounds absurd at first. If I'm not fighting, if there are no armies, no weapons, no visible enemies, why learn about strategy, mental control, or discipline? Why study an ancient book like The Art of War if I live in a modern city, follow a daily routine, and don't hear gunshots or explosions? But stop for a moment. What if you are in a war and just haven't noticed? Because every time your alarm rings in the morning and you decide whether or not to get up, there is a war. Every time you doubt yourself, feel fear, or sabotage your own efforts, there is a war. Every time you postpone what you know you should do today until tomorrow, there is a war. And the enemy is not outside. It's not another person. It's not the system. The enemy is you. Or rather, that part of you that doesn't want to grow. That looks for excuses. That prefers comfort over effort. That chooses what's easy over what's valuable. That is the real war. Invisible. Silent. But constant. Sun Tzu wrote, "The greatest victory is that which requires no battle." This phrase has been misunderstood for centuries. It doesn't mean running away. It doesn't mean avoiding conflict. It means winning before the fight even begins. It means mastering the mind before mastering the environment. Mastering war is mastering yourself. Because he who doesn't know himself repeats the same mistakes. He who has no control over his mind is carried away by fear, anger, or doubt. He who has no strategy improvises. And in life, constant improvisation is slow defeat. The art of war is not about swords, but vision. It's not about defeating external enemies, but calming internal battles. It's not about destruction, but intelligent construction. Mastering war means knowing when to act and when to wait. Knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Knowing when to advance and when to retreat in order to observe. It's not about fighting. It's about understanding the terrain. And in your case, the terrain is yourself, your mind, your habits, your environment, your relationships. We all have a war to fight. It doesn't matter if you are a student, entrepreneur, parent, employee, artist, or unemployed. The battle is not in what you do. It's in how you think. The battlefield is your mind. When you doubt if what you do is worth it. When you compare yourself to others. When you feel stuck. When you know what you must do but don't do it. Sun Tzu said, "If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. But if you don't know yourself, anything defeats you. A comment. A rejection. A bad day. A bad habit. War is not won with rage, but with strategy." Many believe that to win in life, you have to be aggressive, busy all the time, running without rest. But great strategists don't run. They think. They don't react. They respond with clarity. The internal war is won with different tools. With discipline that keeps you moving forward even when you don't feel like it. With reflection that teaches you from every fall. With patience that allows you to build something real. And with humility that helps you recognize your faults without giving up. The Art of War is not a book about battles. It's a life manual. Sun Tzu didn't write just for generals. He wrote for awake minds. For people who understand that life is not a bloody war, but a daily struggle to have peace, direction, and meaning. And mastering that war, the inner war, makes you truly strong. Because he who masters himself is slave to no one. Neither fear, nor pride, nor the past, nor the opinions of others. Imagine living like that. Making decisions from clarity, not anxiety. Choosing your battles instead of fighting them all. Having a mind so focused that nothing pulls you off course. That is what the art of war gives you. No weapons, no violence. It gives you a way to see life with strategy, purpose, and balance. It transforms you from spectator to strategist. From victim to commander. And the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. In your case, that enemy may be indecision, laziness, self-sabotage, or external pressure. If you learn to master your mind, you've already won. Because even if you're not in a physical war, you are in a daily battle for your focus, your energy, your time, your future. Mastering war is mastering your life. And if you achieve that, everything else falls into place. Now that you understand that the real war is not outside, but within yourself, the inevitable question arises: how do I apply all of this in my daily life? How do I turn the strategy of an ancient war treatise into practical tools to improve my life? Because the internal war is not won by intention alone, but by concrete action. The first key is deep self-awareness. You cannot win a battle if you don't know your own terrain. So start by observing yourself without judgment. Recognize your strengths and, above all, your weaknesses. What negative thoughts assault you most often? What habits hold you back? Where do you really put your energy? This is not an exam or a critique. It's simply the first step to mapping out a realistic and effective strategy. Once you know your enemy, who, in this case, is also you, it's time to design a plan. Not a huge, unreachable plan that overwhelms you, but one you can follow step by step. Sun Tzu teaches us that victory is achieved through calculated moves, not impulsive attacks. Apply this to your life. Set clear, small goals that you can reach without burning out. Consistency beats uncontrolled intensity. For example, if your war is procrastination, don't try to change your entire routine overnight. Start with something simple, like waking up 5 minutes earlier each day or dedicating just 10 minutes to that task you always postpone. Those small advances, when accumulated, become daily victories that strengthen your confidence and willpower. But a plan is useless if you don't have the discipline to carry it out. Discipline is the backbone of any successful strategy. It's not about brute strength, but about repeated decisions. Deciding to get up when laziness tempts you. Deciding to focus when distraction calls. Deciding to be true to yourself, even when no one is watching. That is the silent battle that defines your character. And don't forget that every war requires emotional intelligence. Along the way, you will face frustrations, failures, and doubts. Don't punish yourself or stop moving forward. Learn to manage those emotions. Acknowledge them, but don't let them control you. Patience and resilience are powerful shields that will protect you when the emotional storm tries to knock you down. Another vital aspect is knowing how to choose your battles. Not everything deserves your energy or attention. In everyday life, we often get dragged into conflicts, others' opinions, or unrealistic expectations. Ask yourself, what really matters? What deserves your time and effort? Learn to say no, set boundaries, and protect your mental peace. Mastering this ability is gaining ground without fighting. Sun Tzu said the best war is the one you don't have to fight. If you avoid unnecessary conflicts and focus on what truly matters, your energy multiplies and your results improve. Furthermore, it's essential to surround yourself with allies. People who add value, push you forward, and share your vision for growth. The war fought alone is much harder. Seek connections that inspire and support you. Don't hesitate to ask for help or advice. Humility is a strength, not a weakness. Finally, remember this is a long-term battle. Success doesn't come overnight. It is a daily construction. There will be good days and difficult days. But every step you take, every conscious decision, brings you closer to the personal victory you seek. Mastering the inner war means mastering your destiny. It means having control over your mind, your emotions, and your actions. It means choosing who you want to be, beyond circumstances or obstacles. Because when you are the strategist of your own life, nothing and no one can stop you. So start today, right now. Observe your mind, plan wisely, act with discipline, protect your energy, choose your battles well, and never lose faith in yourself. That is the strategy to win the war that truly matters. We have reached the final stage of this reflection, where everything we have learned translates into a real commitment to yourself. Because mastering the inner war is not just a concept, it is a profound transformation that impacts every area of your life. Now that you know the battle is in your mind, that self-awareness is the terrain, discipline is your weapon, and choosing your battles is your strategy, it's time to become the leader of your own army, your life. Being a leader means taking full responsibility, without excuses or blaming external circumstances. It means stopping the wait for conditions to change and starting to act. It means that even when the path is difficult, you decide to move forward. Great leaders are not born perfect. They are shaped by every challenge and every mistake. True strength lies in consistency. In those moments when no one is watching, but you know you're building your future. Discipline is not a punishment, but a gift you give yourself because it allows you to grow, progress, and get closer to your dreams. And speaking of dreams, what if you applied all of this to your financial goals? In finances, the inner war is just as fierce. The temptation to spend impulsively, the fear of investing, the insecurity around money. All of this is a battlefield many avoid, but one you can learn to master. Imagine every financial decision you make as a small victory. Saving instead of spending impulsively, investing in knowledge instead of unnecessary things, planning instead of improvising. This financial strategy is built day by day, with patience and discipline. You don't need to be an expert in economics to start. You just need the mindset of a strategist. Evaluate, decide, act, and learn. Every dollar you save, every step you take to improve your relationship with money, is a silent victory that strengthens your independence and security. Moreover, mastering the inner war helps you face external challenges with greater calm and clarity. Because when your mind is in order, no financial, professional, or personal crisis can easily bring you down. You have an internal refuge to recharge your strength, a firm center that does not waver in the storm. Remember that the war you fight is not against others, but against your own limits and beliefs that hold you back. Breaking free from those chains opens the door to a fuller, more authentic, and purposeful life. So today, I challenge you to make the decision that changes everything. Become the conscious strategist of your life. Someone who does not let the inner war paralyze them, but uses it to grow and transform their reality. Mastering the war is more than surviving. It is thriving. It is living with purpose and courage. It is having the certainty that, no matter what happens outside, you are the commander guiding your destiny. Because the most important battle is always within you. And when you win it, you win everything.